When you have a child, or if you yourself have a rare disorder, it can be a very lonely experience.
I'm sure that a lot of people experience this in my situation, where you approach a stranger and they immediately look to the person who's with you because, oh, they're in a wheelchair. There must be something wrong with them.
Very scary up front, mostly because, we'd never heard of it.
So I decided at that moment that I guess I needed to find everybody else with CMD, and that is really what launched the desire to meet families and create an organization that was focused entirely on congenital muscular dystrophy. That means that everything that we do is 100% geared to finding a treatment for the congenital muscular dystrophies.
So I have congenital muscular dystrophy, specifically collagen 6 related myopathy, which means that the connective tissue that holds all of our organs and our muscles and our tendons together is abnormal.
His is actually called muscle eye brain disease, so he has glasses because he can't see very well, has problems with his brain, and then is weak too. It's very rare.
My kind is where I can't stand, but I can walk like in my walker. So I have to use this wheelchair.
Because she's in a wheelchair, there's things that we can't do and that she would like to do. I think that, one of the hard conversations we had was, her wanting to walk.
My parents raised me to just always think positively, like no matter what. I mean, I've been through the worst, like where I almost lost my life on the operating table when I was 10, and I can't imagine going through that now as a 21-year-old.
We have a lot of families, a lot of kids who are newly diagnosed, and it's really traumatic for parents. So being able to offer my experience, trying to be a role model to say, look, you have this disability, but it doesn't mean your life is over. It doesn't mean you can't go to college. It doesn't mean you can't get married. It doesn't mean you can't have a life.
When we first got the diagnosis, there really wasn't a Facebook page. There wasn't a group that we could talk to. And so literally we were talking on the phone. And now things have kind of evolved so that there's a Facebook page and there's the internet where we can all connect together. And it's really powerful to ask questions of other families.
At first, when she was first diagnosed, I didn't know anyone who had CMD. You just feel alone, like there's not a lot of information about the disease. You don't know anybody else who has it or who's experienced it. Making those connections through Cure CMD was life-changing.
We can put on a question about, what do you think I should do about getting a new chair? Or my daughter is sick, when should I take her to the doctor? Or anything like that, and immediately we can have within 24 hours 4, 5, 6, sometimes even more than that, responses from other families that have been there.
Cure CMD has done an excellent job of working to create guidelines for physicians and therapists on how to care for these kids.
Cure CMD wouldn't be anywhere without the people who donate volunteer time. It is, and always has been, really kind of a network of family and scientists and affected individuals and volunteers who've kind of pushed it forward.
Within my daughter's lifetime, her gene was discovered. She was diagnosed, and she was started on a medication that has slowed her disease progression. So you can see, even in my daughter's lifetime, change has been possible, and this has been because of a focused kind of awareness on CMD. And our biggest barrier is funding. So the number one need always comes down to money, money, money.
We need the funds. You can't just, do stuff without money.
It's unfortunate that that is the case, but that is truly the case. You can have a great vision, but if you cannot fund that vision, you will not succeed.
I really hope that they'll find a cure, and I think they'll be able to do that someday, really be able to help with the muscle weakness and be able to actually slow that down or reverse it.
The fact that we have launched an international registry, we run traveling clinics to assist people from as far-flung places as Beijing to Calgary to Sao Paulo, Brazil, obtain a diagnosis, have raised over $1.5 million in research, with annual research grants and are now in 2 clinical trials is absolutely phenomenal.
Whenever I hear families get sad and upset and, oh my God, my kid's life is over, and it's everything I can do to make sure that they know that's not the case. There's no limit to what people can do now.
You know, as we're out searching for anything that we can do to make her life better, that's kind of part of our promise is Cure CMD, and it makes us feel like we're doing everything that we can.
These sorts of things could happen to any family, and so as it's part of our story, it could easily be a part of anyone else's story. The money to help do this research will so help greatly families who are dealing with this issue.
So I'm very optimistic. I think the future looks well for us.